halfway through July, which I think could be halfway through summer, maybe. I don't know. It feels like summer's in full swing and it's hot. It's been hot lately in Utah where we live, of course, because it's a desert. But yeah, we're halfway through July and hopefully you are enjoying your summer. Hopefully you're making time for family and friends and all the cool shit that people do in the summertime, some family vacations, relaxation, reading a book by the ocean or something like that. I don't know. That'd be cool. I wish I read more books. I need to read more books. But if you are listening for the very, very first time, maybe this is the very first episode that you've come across of the Energy is Love podcast, welcome. Welcome to the podcast. And hopefully you take a moment and you go and subscribe wherever you're listening, whether it's on Spotify or maybe you're listening on our YouTube channel. Maybe you found us through Pandora or on iTunes or the 1,000 other places where the podcast is available. Just hit subscribe and then you'll get every episode all the time. Also, you can go to our website, energyislovepodcast.com. If you want to learn more about the podcast, learn more about Steph and I, or just go to a website and look at shit. You can go do that at our website as well. And we always ask, just share it with somebody. Just tell somebody about this podcast and send them the link to your favorite episode so that they can tune in and listen and possibly reap the benefits of this show. Today's episode is brought to you by InBody Yoga Academy. InBody is located in Salt Lake City, Utah. And it is not just a great place for yoga, which they have classes nearly every day. You can go to their website and see their schedule, sign up for classes, all that jazz. But they also do a lot of other things at InBody, like yoga teacher training, which begins August 3rd. They've got mindfulness teacher training coming up in September. They've got some more events. All this stuff goes on, and it's a wonderful place to begin your yoga practice. Maybe you're interested in finding out more about yoga and you just want to experience it firsthand. Maybe you are already a skilled, practiced yogi and you're just looking for a new place. InBody is that place, and I highly recommend you check them out. Go to their website, inbodyyogaacademy.com. Like I said, you can find all their information there, see their schedule, sign up for classes. You can also go to their Facebook page, see their events posted there. And at our website, if you go to energyislovepodcast.com, click on the sponsors link, you can find them through that as well. But go drop in and enjoy the amazing benefits of yoga. So this episode is episode 100 and I think this might be 50. I think this might be 150. Maybe it's 149. I never know. And Stephanie and I talk at great length about our stretches for the month of July. We are going to start doing stretches for every month and talk about them on the podcast, as well as incorporate them into our life. So we kind of catch you up a little bit on how we've been doing with our stretches and some of the benefits from those experiences of leaning into all the uncomfortable shit. And we also get pretty vulnerable in the episode, which is always challenging. Vulnerability is one of those difficult things to feel, experience, embrace, and expand into. But we do it, even though it's hard. And we encourage you, the listener, to be vulnerable in some way, shape, or form. Because you're going to reap the benefits eventually, even though it's difficult in the beginning. So it's a good episode. It's fun, as always. My beautiful, amazing co-host, Stephanie, always makes me smile and laugh. And hopefully you guys are enjoying every episode of the podcast that we put out, because we love doing it. Go to our website, energyislovepodcast.com, and reach out and let us know if you are taking on a stretch for this month. If there's something that you are challenging yourself with, we want to hear about it and we want to know about it. And then if you're cool, we'll share about it on the podcast. Let us know. And for now, sit back and relax. I think I say that on every episode, but I envision people like putting on their headphones and sitting down in their comfortable chair and taking some deep breaths and relaxing and listening to this podcast. And I'm almost certain nobody does that. You're probably listening in your car or on your way to work or at the gym or something like that. But sit back and relax and turn it up Because here we go with another episode of the Energy is Love podcast with Steph and Craig. Here we go.
You're listening to the Energy is Love podcast.
Energy is Love.
The Energy is the Love podcast.
The Energy is Love podcast.
Energy is Love.
The Energy is Love podcast.
The podcast for the universe.
The Energy is Love podcast.
Do you remember how we had to, it's not hard to remember, so I'm sure you do remember, but do you remember how we had to unplug the fridge if we were recording in the living room?
Oh, yeah, you don't in here?
No.
You didn't do it?
No, I don't unplug it if we record in
I
here.
didn't know that. I just was literally thinking about that. I'm like, oh, I didn't even hear him do it.
Yeah, if we're like super, I don't even think we can hear it in here. Or maybe our fridge is just broken.
Maybe. It was retrograde. That yawn was fighting throughout the entire silence. And so I'm sitting over here like trying to hold it back. My eyes are watered anyways. Now I sound like I have a cold.
No, now you gave me the yawn. It's 7:49 in the morning. We're morning people.
This isn't, yeah.
Are you?
Am I?
Like, did my morning peopleness rub off on you?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
That
This
sucks.
is
I
not.
feel bad. I'm so sorry.
No, it's nice. I enjoy the day now. It's good, Like, yeah, no, I was a sleeper. I was a straight up sleeper. And there were times when you get up in the morning and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, no. And now it's like, yeah, okay. I get up whether you're here or not.
I was going to say, do you still do it when I... Oh, my goodness. Maybe we need to both go back to bed.
You've programmed me to be a morning person. I'm one
still
of
do it when I
those
travel,
people.
though?
Yeah. More when you travel.
That
I sleep
sucks.
less when you travel. I'm up earlier, up later, and up earlier. Yeah. That's what it is. It's good. It's good.
Are you growing accustomed to it?
Yeah, I am. And I think, also old jobs that were crazy early in your shifts that were always weird, whether it's night or days, kind of helped with that. No, I was still sleeping then. I especially liked my sleep then. That had nothing to do with it.
Like back when you were on Graves?
Yeah. I didn't sleep very well on Graves, though. It was...
When I was on Graves, I could never shake my morning person thing.
Yeah.
And so it was so difficult to try to sleep during the day.
Mm-hmm.
And then like on my days off and stuff, I'd still get up in the morning normal.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
It was weird. On my when I first started Graves, it was like get home 6:30 in the morning and sleep till like 4:30 when I absolutely had to get up and start getting ready for work. I would just like, oh, my body was like, what is this shit? No.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
horrible.
it got to where I couldn't sleep right when I got home. It would take that a little bit and then start the waking up like at 10 and try and take naps. If I slept till 12, I was super, super happy.
So I was trying to explain to Asher the circadian rhythm thing that our body has.
When were you doing that?
It was recent because his whole summer I'm just going to sit in my room and play with Legos until 3 a.m. bullshit.
I totally had that conversation with him last night. That's why I was like, when did you do that? That's weird. He's getting it from both ends.
Yeah, it's totally fallen on deaf ears too.
It is. He didn't like it from me either. Okay,
No.
keep going. I'm sorry.
No, I just think it's hilarious because, the whole thing of like, well, it's summertime. I don't need to go to bed
Yeah.
because I don't have school in the morning. And then trying to get them to wrap their mind around the concept of like, it literally has nothing to do with school and everything to do with the important aspect of sleep and how your body needs it.
Yeah.
Well, I sleep in until noon.
And it's wonderful.
But then you throw off your natural, because I think Asher's a morning person.
He's always been a morning person, which he was a morning person before I was. So I was like, God damn it.
Yeah.
But he is also always a snuggler. So he would snuggle with me when I was home. And then when I had to work, I was up anyways.
Now he's throwing that circadian rhythm of his off.
Yes. He's like, what's wrong with sleeping in? Why can't I sleep in? I'm like, you can totally sleep in. I'll let you sleep in. You just can't stay up all night to sleep in. You have to go to bed. And then if you go to bed at a good time and you sleep in, I'll let you sleep in.
I think we need to take him up to the mountains and just throw him outside and let him sleep in the woods for a few days. So then it resets. You know how like that's
By himself?
well, maybe I'll go with him. But
No,
like they say that if you do that, like not throw your kids out into the mountains and let them stay there by themselves.
he's
But
not ready for a vision quest.
if you go out into nature and connect with nature and then start to sleep on the ground and reconnect, and
True.
then it kind of resets and your circadian rhythm to fall back in line with what's normal and natural.
Well, let's all do it.
Yeah, we could. We totally could.
I'm sorry. Did I throw your role by inviting myself? Like, God damn it, not a girl. Ugh.
No, I was sitting there
It's
thinking
a boys
in my
only
head,
club.
I'm like, yeah, we could do that. That would totally work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I have to sleep on the ground?
Yes.
Can
in a tent.
Can I have? Yeah, I just I want a tent that has a like a see-through, like a cheesecloth top or something, so I can still get the benefit of a bug's not going to crawl in my ear or any other orifice of my body. No snakes are going to try and warm between my thighs.
I just thought about how I could make you gag.
No, let's not do that. But I want to see the stars and I want to see the night sky and I want to feel the air.
Yeah.
I don't want protection from the elements. I just want protection from the bugs.
So just sleep in a sleeping bag.
No,
On
because
the
my
dirt.
face. And they'll get in the sleeping bag.
No.
They will. So we need to figure out how to make this work so I can have all the elements without the bugs.
I'll get on it.
Yeah?
Yeah. I will. We'll hang a hammock. You can sleep in a hammock. And then I will wrap you in a bubble of invisible cheesecloth.
You know what?
Inside.
Hammock. I think a hammock would just be enough.
You think you could do a hammock?
I think just a hammock I could handle. Oh,
Then
but
you're
then I
up off
wouldn't
the
get the
ground.
dirt, though. But God, sleeping in a hammock in the woods, hell yeah.
Yeah.
But I also like the smell of dirt, so
I'll throw some dirt on you.
I want to feel the ground. I don't want to feel the bugs.
Have
How
you
can we
ever
be-
slept on the ground in the mountains or in the forest or in the woods or in the trees or anything like that?
No.
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 Did I ever tell you my story a long time ago where I don't remember how old I was. I think this was teenager-y. Maybe like, I think it may have been after I came back from Minnesota at some point. And, but I had Kelly take me up to the mountains and drop me off. I've told you this story, huh?
No. I want to hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear the story. Firestarter.
Well, I'm not going to tell the story now because you've heard this story. They don't need to hear the story.
It's awesome.
It's not awesome. It's funny. Like my plan was to go and sleep on the ground and be up in nature and everything like that. And I did it twice. There were two different times. I'm
Also, maybe I don't know the story then.
No, I'm trying to remember because there was one time that I did it. And I don't know if Kelly dropped me off that time or not. Kelly's my best friend, by the way, that people are listening don't know who the hell Kelly is. Kelly is the kid that I grew up with from the time that I was like, Kelly and I were in the same second grade class. And so Kelly's been my best friend for 30-something years.
Hashtag small town values. You don't get that. I love it.
Yeah.
And I know I said hashtag. I'm sorry, but that's something I wish I had.
But there were two separate incidences. One time, my plan was to hike up into these mountains that are up above our home and spend the night at the lake just with my sleeping bag, sleep on the ground, and then come back in the morning. And I don't think I got to the lake. I did. I got to the base of the lake. And I was sitting there and I was in my, like, on the ground and it was starting to get dark and I was ready to go and everything was going to be great. And then I started to like freak myself out and get super paranoid and way nervous. And so I came back down, hiked back down the trail, and then found somebody.
Like in the dark?
Yeah.
That's not more scary?
Yeah, it was very scary.
Wow.
I think I had maybe a glow stick or something like that. This was definitely a younger Craig. This was 2 years ago. But no, I don't remember. I had like a shitty flashlight or a glow stick, and I hiked back down and then found somebody in one of the campsites back down by, the trailhead, and convinced them to give me a ride back into town, back into Grantsville. Because I think I told them, I don't remember, I came up with some story.
Oh God, please remember. I know this is going to be golden.
It was
Try
something
so hard.
like my girlfriend was in the hospital, or I don't remember what it was, but it was something very like, oh my God, this is an emergency. I had to come off the mountain in the middle of the night because of...
How would you have found out? I'm pretty sure that was pre-cell phones. Or was it?
This would have been like 2000, maybe.
Oh, so did you have like a brick phone?
I had a sweet Nokia. It was a Cricket. No, that was one time. And then I had another time where I did the same thing, like literally the same thing. And Kelly may have dropped me off for both of these. He's such a good guy. And I should have Kelly.
Why didn't he come with you?
No, like there's so many stories that Kelly could tell of things that he did that Craig said, hey, we're going to do this. But the second time went much better. I spent the night sleeping under a tree and ate my can of chili that I cooked on the fire. And then...
That sounds wonderful.
And then I walked home. I don't remember what I did, if I walked home or...
I want to do that so bad. I'm so sad that I'm so freaked out by bugs. But like, you remember, like, we stayed in at the safe house.
Yeah.
And there was a bug and shit went down. So...
You'd be all right.
It makes me have... Do you remember? Like, I just retold the story about how to panic attack.
Well, we've got the little tent. And the little tent will be just fine.
I want the ground. I want the ground. I want the stars. If it rains, I want to feel the rain on my face.
No, you don't.
I do.
Yeah, everybody thinks they want to feel the rain on their face in the mountains until it doesn't stop, and then you freeze, and then your back's cold, and then...
Okay, well, I don't want that much, but I want a trickle. I want it to like cleanse
just
me.
a light mist.
Just kind of like, oh, we are so glad you're here, Stephanie. We love you. Mwah, little kisses. And then the stars just in a big full moon. A big full moon.
Yeah.
Light everything. And then I'll, start thinking I hear howling and werewolves, and then we'll have a whole new set of problems.
That's one thing we don't have out here is wolves.
Not werewolves.
We might have some of those.
Werewolves are what scare me, not the wolves. The werewolves. Like...
Yeah, I don't have fear of real things, silly. It's all these fake.
You don't know. Maybe they're fake, maybe they're not. You don't know. Have you ever seen a werewolf?
No.
No? Have you ever seen a cheetah in real person? Real person. Never mind.
I have seen a cheetah in person.
You have. Okay. Have
not
you
in the wild.
See, like, okay, no, that still won't work. What have you not seen? Have you seen you've seen a
There's
camera.
quite a bit that I haven't seen.
Well, name one.
Animal?
Yes, I'm proving a point.
Yak. No, maybe I have seen a yak somewhere.
You live in...
Maybe not. I don't think I've seen a yak.
I'm pretty sure you have not seen all of nature's creatures in person.
Jaguar.
You haven't seen a jaguar.
Well, at the zoo, maybe.
This is going nowhere fast.
No, we can find something I haven't seen. I'm certain of it. There's plenty of animals that I have not seen
A happy
in
wife.
person.
You've seen a happy wife. I was just being silly. Okay, my point is just because you haven't seen, apparently Craig's seen every freaking animal known to man.
Wolverine. I've never seen a wolverine in person.
We're back on it's still got wolf in it. Even though it's werewolf.
I'd like to see a wolverine in the wild.
So, are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Anyways, just because you haven't seen
I
it
would
doesn't
scream,
mean it doesn't
Wolverines! And then I would kill it with my bare hands and paint my face with its blood.
Oh my God. I was making a real point.
And then I take the power of the wolverine.
See, you're in fictional land too. You take the power of wolverines, and I look out for the werewolves, which I think you are one. So
I don't know what the hell we were talking about.
Was sleeping outside.
Yeah,
And
that's a
big full moon.
super big squirrel to go.
No,
from
it wasn't. We're
sleeping
talking
on the
about big
dirt
full
to-
moon because I want the big full moon.
Yeah,
I want all the yummies and hit the mics, and I just want to smell it. I want to be up there, and I don't want I just want to zone out and just feel everything melt away.
well, maybe we go hiking next weekend.
Yeah.
this coming weekend.
But then, like, I don't know how I'm going to breathe because I can't put earplugs in my ears and up my nose. And then I'll have to, put something in my mouth and then I can't breathe.
You don't need anything. And I've got putting something in your mouth covered.
All night. You're just going to leave it there.
You'll be fine.
And when I get scared and I, then what?
Yeah, good point. So, your stretch for July, we're kind of halfway through July.
We're not halfway through.
Well, by the time this episode comes out, we'll be halfway through July.
Okay. Fair point.
First off, I don't think we actually ever talked about your stretch on the podcast because we came up with it on our way home from Colorado.
You came up with it, yes.
I helped you come up with it. Mm-hmm. That's what we do. We help each other come up with things.
We do. You helped me.
Mm-hmm. So tell the folks what your stretch is and how you've been doing with it.
No, because you make me sound like the worst person ever.
I don't either.
I have to be aware of when I judge men.
It's not just when you judge men.
It is because I have got some issues wrapped around men, some trust issues, including I don't know why you want me to be so trusting with men anyways. So, whatever. Anyways, other than, of course, I have a son that I want to feel like men are good people. They are good people. See?
Men are good people.
Men are good people. I just have a way other than you and Asher, and there's select men in my life, but I just have a way of attracting the ones that we'll say have a lot of work to do and like to take it out on women anyways, I'm supposed to watch my thoughts. I had 2 incidences recently kind of bring awareness to that, just to kind of be aware of when I second guess men or don't trust men just for the fact that they're a man, which, you know what? I know. I can hear all of you. I know, but it's what it is. And
hear all the listeners?
Yes, I can hear them. Like, oh, what a horrible person I am.
What are they saying?
I'm a bitch. And I'm not really evolved because we all love everybody. And if I know I'm working on it, but right now I'm trying to connect with the feminine. So
I'm certain nobody is saying that.
I'm sure they're, anyways. But I had a couple incidences, so I'm bringing awareness to it because I do not like when men get attacked for just being men. So I'm over here. I just don't let them close. I'm not attacking men for being men. I just don't let men in my life other than, you. But you exactly didn't just waltz in. You had to work to get here. I made it super easy for you, as we've talked about in the past. It was a cakewalk. You just walked right in and I said, hello, man, I love you.
Yeah, it was a breeze.
Well.
So you had a couple of things recently?
Yeah. So.
Hand me the coffee while you talk.
No. What should I do? What should I talk about? So I do just talk about the stretch, or do you want awareness points? I feel like
it sounded like you had some awareness points.
I do, but at the same point, I kind of
first off, the stretch is just bringing awareness to when inside of your brain, inside of your thoughts, inside of your feelings, when you start to think, feel, or verbalize negativity in regards to men.
Yeah.
In kind of any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Whether it's watching some show or reading some dumb
everywhere?
shit on Facebook or,
Jesus Christ. Well, luckily I don't get on social media that often.
Yeah. So that's the stretch. And then did you have some awareness points that you want to share or not really?
I was having awareness in real life scenarios with real people. I wasn't paying attention to shows but I don't know. I didn't really.
That's okay.
I don't think I've watched shows. Everywhere? God. Okay, I'm having some thoughts about a man right now. No. Okay.
How do you feel like you've been doing with it?
Well, the fact that I can only think of two moments where I had awareness of it means I'm probably not doing that great. However, I had 2 moments where I don't think I would have noticed before. It would have just been I would have just let it run wild instead of being oh, this is a moment. So that's good.
Yeah, that's the goal of the stretch.
Yeah.
Just to bring awareness to those moments.
Yeah. It was, I don't know, one made me sad and one made it was like the first one made me sad. And then the second one was reaffirming. I'm like, ha, that is why.
Justification for all the times.
Right? It was definitely a minor one, but it was still justification. So, I guess the first one that made me sad was, we had your friend Steven come out.
Yeah.
And he hung out with us for a few days, and, it was just beautiful. It was wonderful. And we've had people, I was saying that we've had people stay here, but it never felt like somebody was staying here with him. He was just kind of like, he just like fit right in. It was awesome. He's a good guy. He's a good friend. I like that you have him in your life, and I'm glad that I get to know him because he's a good guy.
Yeah,
and it was
he's a
just
good
like,
man.
it was so wonderful. It was just like nice. Everything was relaxed, and usually I would be all like, I don't know, like at least brush my teeth before I came out in the morning for gas. And he just got like, whatever. It was like, no, it's just Steven. It's fine. There was no, I wish he would have felt more comfortable because I could tell that there was things that he was still like felt guessed, but it was wonderful. And, you did have a moment where you left, and I was like, well, why don't I leave? Or why don't you, and it was like, I was awkward because I'm like, that, you don't do that. You don't do that. Like, that's weird. That's weird. And it was just awkward, but like, it was totally fine, obviously. And it was just like, I was sad when he left. I was like, oh, this has been fun, and then I realized that I had a lot of, like, I trusted him, and that I trusted him very deeply. I trusted him with our kids. I trusted him with our lives, in a sense, and then it hit me, and I'm like, what am I missing? No. What am I missing? There's something there. What am I missing? And I was like, you cannot trust. And so as soon as I trusted him, and I like had awareness that I trusted him, it's like, no, if there's something there, there's under the radar. I'm missing something. This isn't okay. And kind of freaked out just a titch, but then it leveled back out. For the most part, Yeah. I think I'll still have to, obviously, these are deep roots. So, and then the other one was, yesterday. It was yesterday. I was leaving good old Walmart, and I was walking out of the store, and somebody was sitting in the Subway or pretzel or whatever the little food thing is through the glass, and I could feel like eyes. And I looked, and it was somebody that I used to know, and they were like genuinely surprised to see me. Big smile. And before it like clicked who it was, because it's been a while, I smiled back, and I'm like, hi. And then it like clicked who it was. And like their eyes are just jerks. But I just kept, I didn't even stop to say hi. I just kept, I'm like obviously that interaction right there would be where you would stop and say hi. But I was like, nope, just eyes forward and walked on out. And I'm like, like that's one that I thought that person was my friend, and they were not my friend. So
From the past, they were a jerk or something like that?
Yeah.
Man or woman?
Well, we're talking about men.
So definitely a dickhead. Definitely a man.
Well, guess what? You don't like them either. So there you go. So, but I was like, that's, I thought this person was my friend. I talked to this person, and no.
Yeah.
And then I was like, don't act all happy to see me. Go fuck yourself. We are not friends. I wish I wouldn't have given you that original smile. You toxic masculine.
No.
Ha 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 ha. I did that just for you.
You're a jerk.
So
I think
that
that
don't
awareness
know.
of even just having the, like, Steven's out here, you're super relaxed.
I was so relaxed.
Yeah, he's, we don't even have to think twice about anything. I mean, it just felt comfortable.
It was so, like, I wasn't even trying to be comfortable. I was relaxed. It was totally fine.
Yeah, and then having the awareness of afterwards of being like, oh shit, I was too relaxed.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I trusted him too much. Oh shit, did he steal the
Oh, no,
silverware?
I didn't think that. I just thought, like, if you trust somebody, I'm not really afraid of thievery.
Thievery, I like that word.
I'm afraid of emotional and physical trauma,
Yeah,
which,
makes sense.
yeah. So it was like, take the silverware, just like leave everything else intact. I don't care. And I didn't worry about him disrespecting the pride. I don't know. There was nothing. I don't know why it hit, but it hit so hard that it was like, Holy shit, hold on.
When that thing hit you, that kind of fear, do you remember what you felt in your body? Do you remember tightness in your chest? Do you remember difficulty breathing? Do you remember getting antsy, wanting to move?
I think so. Like a little bit. Like I know my hands came up because that's like my shield, like to push away. And it was like, whoom. And I was like braced to either push back or to stop from incoming. And it was like looking around, like literally looking around. What did I miss? Because, you know, I don't know why, but I don't remember anything else. It was just like, and then I talked to you about it. Like it happened right in front of you. So then it was like bringing down the awareness and like, I don't know. He listens to the podcast, huh?
Sometimes.
Okay, well, if you listen to this one, I love you and I'm sorry. And it's just like my thing and it passed. Just remember all the things of how comfortable I felt with you and how relaxed and trusting.
He doesn't judge.
Well, I know he doesn't judge. I don't want to make him feel bad.
Yeah.
Or feel like he's not welcome here because you are. I also asked him, like, I'm like, do you want to move in? So that still stands. You're okay. I'm an asshole.
You're not an asshole.
He's so nice. He didn't deserve that. And I don't.
He didn't do anything wrong, dear. It's just your stretch. It's what you have to practice. It's a place of leaning into the uncomfortable space of why we are the way that we are in some way, shape, or form. And, you know, expanding our capacity for change and for more. Because you want more.
I do, but you don't understand.
What is it that I'm missing?
When I run into the justifications, then it makes sense. Protect yourself. But when there's not justification, then it's like, oh, fuck. I'm just a jerk. And I'm not a jerk. I'm just like, then that means I have to change it. And maybe I don't want to.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm comfortable with just being like, okay, this is how my life is going to be. I'm just going to, I've spent my whole life trying to make men proud and be seen by men, and didn't matter what accomplishments I achieved. I didn't care what the woman thought because it was the men in charge. So it was the men that you had to impress. It was the men that kept you safe, and they only kept you safe if they liked you. And if they didn't like you, then they would hurt you. So like my whole life was wrapped up in that, and I kind of don't want to do it anymore. But I have a little boy that can't think that men are bad because they're not.
That can't think in some way, shape, or form he's tainted or wrong or bad simply by his maleness. Yeah.
And I don't want him to also think that himself or think he deserves it when he gets that lash from women. Like, that's not going to happen. So I have to stretch in a really uncomfortable place that I don't want to stretch into. And it's really fucking hard.
Well, you got a month to do it.
Okay. No, that's the thing, though, is when you stretch, it's an ongoing process. It's not like I don't have to worry about it after July.
I know.
It's like, God damn it, now I've implemented this and this is ongoing.
We talked about that at group last night where we were joking about how, like we have weekly stretches and things like that we do at group. And like it sucks because sometimes they're really hard and they're really challenging, and then you're done with them, and then you have that moment of realization of like, oh, this is something that I should just be implementing every day of my life in some way, shape, or form. Damn it. I don't want to do any of this shit.
Turn me into fucking Gumby. You got me stretching all over the place. I'm saying the F word a lot. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You don't have to apologize for fuck.
Well, in that case, let's hit pause.
You're cute. Can you think of, with the couple of weeks that are left in July, some offshoot of this stretch that maybe you would want to do something with, like something that you want to challenge yourself with or push yourself with, or do you know what I mean?
I think I'm doing fine.
I do too.
I think this is enough.
I do too. I'm just brainstorming.
No, I don't have anything.
Okay.
We're not even, okay, technically it's going to be released halfway through, but we're not halfway through July yet.
Yeah, I think it's like the 7th or
the
something.
8th. You're asking me, a week in a day, okay, what else? I don't know. I've had 2 things where I've realized that this has even happened.
That's huge though. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good awareness.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you. Whatever. Okay, ideas. Do you have something in mind that I can just hear?
No.
No, do you?
Not at all.
I'm willing to hear it.
I was just thinking of some way to heal something from your past with communication with somebody.
Oh, you want me to go talk to somebody?
Yeah.
How about I talk to you?
Definitely can talk to me.
Hey, Barb's brother Bob. I'll talk to. Is there? Anyways, I remembered you have a good friend named Bob. So that I'm like, maybe I'll talk to your other good friend Bob.
No, I was just, you don't have to do anything other than the stretch itself. And you don't even have to do that.
You're making me panic.
Yeah,
I'm fucking panicking. No, you relax. Don't tell me to relax.
No, I was just simply thinking of like using this awareness and towards the end of the month or whenever it felt appropriate, or fucking never, right? You don't have to in any way, shape, or form, but using the experience and using the awareness and using the practice of bringing awareness to it to do something a little bit more challenging and a little bit more difficult.
Hey, I have awareness. I just haven't been massaging in a while. When I massage, when I've got a male client, except for the one, when I've got a male client in front of me, it's not a male client in front of me. It's not a trust thing. I do have the power in that situation. So there is that safe, but I am not by in any means jaded. I am open and I am not afraid to connect with them and do what needs to be done in that situation. They talk to me, I talk to them, and it's physical. Oh, hell, I got this shit. I'm fine. I just don't go have personal relationships. I've got nothing to worry about. I am totally open with love in those situations.
Yes, you are.
Oh, please, I'm fine.
I think you
Give
are.
me another stretch. This one's pointless.
This one's accomplished. Moving on.
I totally am just, well, why didn't I have awareness of that before? I've been kicking my ass.
Well, I'm glad you brought it up.
I just don't have male friends, and that's okay for right now.
That's totally okay.
Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah. I don't have female friends.
That's okay for right now.
Yeah.
I don't really.
Dude friends.
I've got like 2 female friends myself. I keep a very small circle. I
Yes.
keep a very, 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 very small circle.
I know, and that's
That's what?
I think we need to expand our circle. I had the awareness this week where, so we had Steven. The reason Steven was out here at our place hanging out and spending the night and everything like that was he came out and led a practice Wim Hof method workshop because he's going through the process of becoming a Wim Hof certified instructor or a Wim Hof method. I don't fucking know what it is. So he came out to the house and led a small group of us through the breath work and through the process and through the ice and everything like that. And we're going to that's another
beautiful,
thing. Yeah. It's
beautiful,
another thing we
so
can talk
beautiful.
about because it was incredible. But it felt so good to have people at our house, right?
But we had good people at our house too. We didn't just have people because we've had people at our house, and we had people at our house this time.
Yeah. No, but it's been a while since we've had people at our house.
Good people. Yes.
If you've ever been to our house, you're one of the good people.
There's some of you that I said no.
Unless you don't listen to this, and then in that case, you're an ass.
See?
No, but I realized that it felt good
Yeah.
to not just have people here, but to be hanging out with people.
Yeah.
And
But I liked who was here too.
I did
So
too.
much.
But we need more of that. We need a bigger circle.
Okay, well, Misty, can you guys move out here? Just do that. Like, I know you have a beautiful home on top of a mountain and beautiful, and why would you want to come to a suburb? But, you know, I need to make my circle bigger. So can you guys just move out here? I'll hang out with Misty all day long. She's awesome.
Yeah. But I think we do. Do you know what I mean? Maybe that'll be our stretch for August.
You're always gone. I'm always home.
That doesn't mean
You've
that I
got
have made my circle bigger.
Things going on.
That doesn't
and meanwhile,
mean
I have to stay here and take care of everything. So I don't have as much opportunities to make my circle bigger.
But it doesn't mean I'm not gone making my circle bigger.
You're still gone.
Yeah, working.
Not always.
Okay, fine. Not always.
You're gone.
But anyways. Baby, don't get bummed out.
Well, it's like, hey, you have all this time, do this. And it's like, not really. Not really. I really don't. So
I wasn't trying to
Like,
make you
everything's always like, oh, now I'm mad at you. Because it's always been like,
feel, hold on, here's a stretch point. You're mad at me. I'm a man. Lean
oh,
into
this
it.
is not about you being a man. This is about you being like, ooh, ooh,
Oh,
ooh,
I love you.
ooh.
Should we move on?
No, I'm going to sit here and show you my teeth for a minute. I'll show you a werewolf. Maybe that's why I'm afraid of them. You fear what you are. I'm about to take your head, mister.
Fear what you are. You're cracking me up.
No, I'm a little mad. So you go ahead and laugh. I'm just going to sit here and try and calm down. I got a whole bunch of past that just popped up. Thank you, Mercury retrograde. They just gave me a new thing to look at, and I got a whole list that just was like Tony Stark in front of me, like, I'm going to be pissed at that, going to be pissed at that, going to be pissed at that. Put that all right here and look at you.
There's a couple of other planets in retrograde too, right?
Probably. I think so. But Mercury is the one that always makes me panic the most.
Yeah. That's because
Jupiter's
Mercury's
pretty
got a
big.
good PR person.
Literally, Jupiter's a pretty intense one. But I don't think Jupiter's in retrograde anymore. I don't know. Maybe.
I
Is
think
it?
you just missed my joke. It was really good.
Yeah, I got you. You're a PR person. But remember, I've still pointed out the things that I'm irritated with. So you're not funny right now.
I see. Well, I'll stop being funny.
Did you start? Okay, you're cute. Don't be cute. I'm trying to be mad. It's hard to be mad when you're cute.
My stretch for July is going pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm doing a pretty good job of accepting and receiving and sitting in and embracing positive feedback, love, any sort of acknowledgement of like my value and my worth in a positive way. I'm doing a pretty good job of that.
Good.
Yeah.
And give you a lot of that this episode excluding.
Have you been giving me a lot of that?
I always give you a lot of
You
that,
do give me
babe.
a lot of that.
I know it's not just from me, you accept it from me, you accept it from everywhere, but it makes me super happy to know that there's a part of you that's starting to hear that. So, yeah, it just makes me want to pour it more on you.
Yeah.
Unless I'm going to be mad at you for a bunch of things.
No, but I'm feeling good about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm also, it's a subtly weird thing where it doesn't feel, because oftentimes in the past and even kind of in the beginning of me thinking about trying to, you do this or practice this and use this as a stretch, it felt fake. It felt like I was fooling myself. It felt foolish. It felt, there's always been that little undercurrent of like, oh, you're just teasing yourself, or look at you pretend that you can really feel this or let this in, or whatever the case may be. And that is starting to fade slightly. It's not gone, but it's almost like I have an awareness of that undercurrent at the same time of absorbing the love and the acceptance and the validation. And it's very weird. It's almost like I hear it and then it gets turned down, as opposed to having it at a constant level. So I hear the doubt, and I hear the uncertainty, and I hear the resistance. And in the past, that used to just be at a constant level and then eventually kind of go up an octave or two. So then it just took over, and then I could no longer hear or feel the validation. And what I think is happening, what it feels like is happening, is I'm continuing to hear that subconscious thing of, you're fooling yourself, or this isn't real, or you're just pretending. But then it's getting quieter. It's going down an octave or two rather than going up. And I'm able to hear and accept and receive that validation and that love and all of those kind of things. And right off the bat, that's a cool thing, right? What?
Okay, I thought you were going to say what I thought, but I'll ask right off the bat what?
As I'm speaking this and I'm thinking about this and I'm, sharing this, it's also making me feel like weak. It's making me feel like people will listen and they'll think that how silly of a thing that this is and how foolish it is and how, I don't know. It's just it's hard to share it feels good to accept love and validation, and it doesn't mean I'm weak, and it also doesn't mean that I'm needy or Shallow is another one. It doesn't mean any of those things. It just simply means I can accept it and acknowledge it and receive it and feel it. And that's cool.
It's very cool.
Yeah. It seemed like you had some awareness point, something that...
It was about you. First of all, I'm so proud of you. And I'm like, yes, want it more, because I'm so ready to Care Bear stare you. I'm like, it's all my love. But like, are you still feeling it in your back? Where are you feeling it when you do allow that to come in? Where's your whew?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I don't think I've been having a lot of physical awareness of where I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a good ongoing thing for the rest of the month until this motherfucker's over and I don't have to do this anymore.
I'm gonna stretch you again with it next month.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of awareness right now of where in my body I feel this stuff. It's been mostly working with my conscious brain and my thoughts and acknowledging it and recognizing it and then trying to feel it. But I still have some work there, some practice to be able to slow down enough and let it in and to feel it. Oh, and then connect with my body and see where it's resonating and things like that. So yeah, I need to do that a little bit more.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
It.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you
so
very
hard
much.
to do.
It is very challenging.
I like your Captain Morgan stance you got going on right now.
It is very challenging. And I think if people really took the time to bring awareness to this in their own life and start to try to practice this, they would realize as well how challenging it is and maybe how much resistance they have to accepting. You just said, you're so proud of me.
Yes.
And oftentimes I'm proud of you, baby.
Yeah, you can't take it. It's like right back.
Yeah. No. I'm like, thank you so much, but I'm proud of you. And I am proud of you. But
you just let me know that you never really meant it. It was just a deflection of, so yeah, now I know.
No.
It's like a man thing right there.
I love you so much. It is a man thing.
Oh my God. I was making a joke
I know.
because of my stretch. It's not.
I know.
Just because it comes back. I know you meant it.
Yeah.
And I'm just glad you can take it. I'm being funny. Laugh at my jokes, goddammit.
Oh, okay.
Don't you?
Hold
Be
on.
nice.
Hold on. I got to put on my Steph's Being Funny hat.
You're such a shit.
Everybody, come in here. Steph's being funny now.
You're so mean.
Gather round.
Shut up. You meanie. I was going to share
She's got a
something with
solid
you,
6.
but you...
Solid 6 minutes of material.
You don't get my next step of what else I've been doing. I was gonna see if you wanted to implement it as well, but now you can just go over there with your snidey comments and
Tell me.
No.
Okay, well, tell them.
No, because you'll hear.
Barb wants to know.
I'll tell Barb later. I got her number.
Barb, I'll be texting you. Like, really? You're not going to?
I'm trying to decide how stubborn do I want to be. I'm afraid you're going to make fun of me for it. Or like say it's stupid. Or I'm afraid you're going to shoot me down and like tell me how it's dumb because it's old. And
I just heard
old
Bon
stuff is
Jovi.
not. Shoot me down?
Shot
Oh.
down
In
in a blaze of glory.
All right. Well, it's definitely
Did
not.
Bon Jovi die? No.
I think so.
Luke Perry, that's who I'm thinking.
Oh, that's right.
Fucking squirrels everywhere in this room.
Like, how did that happen? Did Luke Perry die? He
Luke Perry
huh?
did die, yeah. Let's have a moment of silence. Okay, the silence is over.
Oh my God.
Go ahead with your thing.
Well, it's not it, but you just said a moment of silence, and I read something funny yesterday, and so I wanted to share it. Okay, first of all, I love birds. You know I love birds. I have the connection to the flying things, unless they're insects, and then no. And there's that one that, anyways, the bird that I bonded with that I showed you pictures of is still there. So I think he's waiting to come live with me. Anyways,
You did a mouse yesterday, right?
yes,
Okay.
that's how I saw him.
We're gonna get squirreled.
It's so hard to do that. Anyways, it's gonna make my my appreciation of somebody's humor less funny. So, explicit content advisory coming up. Sensitive, be aware. But it was so funny. It's not really explicit. I built it up too much. I can't say it now. I can't. You're just gonna be like, what? That's dumb.
You do such a good job of
Explaining why I have a right to speak and then realizing I don't.
I have this elephant that stands behind me, and I'm going to talk all about it and walk around it and point at it, but never will I speak its name.
You're picking on me a lot today.
I am not.
You are.
I'm teasing you
It's
because I love
fun.
you.
I love you too. So, I was looking at the Facebook to look for updates because we had that alert just to see, if you were going to have to go through Lehigh to get home. And somebody posted on there that they wanted to take a moment of silence to acknowledge all the seagulls that have lost their lives on exit 99.
They were being silly,
They were
right?
being silly. And so like a ton of people laughy faced. And then there were some comments that were like, it's so, and like filling the sadness. And then I clicked on because I don't know, I wanted the further dark humor on all the people that did the sad face and then started laughing again. And Asher's like, what? And I read it to him, and his face, he was so torn because he can see on my phone the sad faces, and he doesn't know how to feel because he's about got a laugh coming out, but he's like, oh, I'm not supposed to laugh. And so he's like trying to like hold it and figure out what face to show me. And I'm like, no, dude, it's funny. You can laugh. And then he lost it. But he was like, oh, I don't know how I should act. It is sad, but it is sad. But the content was funny. He was
Yes.
being funny. So it's sad.
I don't think it's that sad.
Well, I like birds. I like seagulls.
I like birds,
I
too.
like them all. And I don't want to hit one. I'd be so sad if I did.
So
However, it was freaking funny.
It is funny. There's a interstate that runs past that we obviously drive on from time to time, and the exit to come home. There's a pond on one side of the exit, and then more water on the other side of the exit. And as you're rounding the curve to come off the freeway, oftentimes seagulls or birds of any type will be flying. Seagulls most typically, but they'll be flying from one to the other, and typically diesels, big, huge trucks will send the seagulls.
Shut.
Yeah. I don't think it's sad. I think it's just life.
It is sad, but it's freaking funny.
It is funny.
And when you put things, you can make things, sorry, I got too far away. You can make things funny. And
there's so many
the
things like that
delivery was-
online where people are like totally trolling or just, poking fun and making fun. And then you always have the people that are like, I know, right? The seagulls are so sad. And then they get like, they're going to go set up some crosses on that
oh God.
exit in honoring of
No, you're not allowed to do that.
the seagull lives that have been lost.
Oh my God, it was so funny. It was so funny.
You had something else. You had something
something else?
Yeah. As I was talking about my stretch and blah, blah, blah. And
I was talking about your back.
Yeah, but you had some sort of like awareness thing.
Well, I got focused on seagulls and it's gone. I'm sorry.
You got seagulled,
I
not
got
squirreled.
seagulled. Yeah, seagulled. And all I can think of is, the little Nemo. Mine.
You're cute.
No, there was something else that not with that I was hoping we would touch on today.
Let's touch it.
I don't remember what it was.
It'll be okay.
Women think differently than men. Men think,
women-
it's fine. And women are like, you need to take some things into consideration.
Yes. That's another thing. Hold on. We got all sorts of squirreled because we had to edit a portion of this out. We just had a private conversation that you are not privy to.
Because, sorry.
Anyhow,
I said so.
women do think differently than men. You brought awareness to me. You brought some awareness of that to me recently.
Yeah.
Even though we know women think differently than men and feel differently than men. It was in regards to, I don't even think we can talk about that either.
Well, this is great. We're
I
doing
know.
great. Here, do you want some more coffee?
No, I'm okay for a minute. You can toss it over here, though.
I'll toss it to you. Ready? Oh. I nailed that. I thought in my mind it was going to roll magnificently just all the way towards you.
I would have cracked up so much if it just opened up and dumped coffee all over our bed.
I would have been sad because that would be a big mess I'd have to clean up.
Anyhow, when Stephen was out here one morning before he left, it was after he had led the little practice workshop and everything like that. And that was such a cool experience. I know you had done the ice before. And I had done the ice like the previous week. He came out and him and I just did an ice bath, not together, even though we totally would.
You totally would. It would be fine.
It would be fine. And then when we get done, we could hug each other and warm each other up. Anyhow.
Maybe this is the part that I'm missing.
So the next day, he led you and I through another breathwork session that was very, very, very intense.
Yes.
And oh my goodness, that was your belly.
That was my belly.
I'm trying to think how much I want to share about my experience of it.
Yeah.
First off, for those of you who don't have any idea what the hell breath work is, it's working with your breath. No, it's conscious awareness and focused breathing, inhaling, exhaling, working with expanding your capacity for oxygen in your body, as well as in your lungs, in your chest, and breathing from your belly rather than short, shallow breaths that oftentimes we find ourselves doing. It's just bringing awareness to your breath and then working in that space with controlled breathing techniques and whatnot. And the reason behind it is, first and foremost, it's a wonderful practice of just bringing awareness to your breath and realizing oftentimes if we're in a heightened state of anxiety or stress.
Not recently.
We aren't breathing fully. We aren't getting a lot of oxygen into our body. And it's a good practice to bring awareness to those moments, because when you do shift and change your breath, you can oftentimes lower some of those stress levels and some of the cortisol and some of the different things that are taking place in your body. There's also a ton of other benefits to a dedicated practice, which we are slowly implementing in our life. That was my stretch this week from group was, I got to do all that breath work every single day because I love it so much and it's helping so much. Anyhow, he leads us through this session where Stephanie and I are laying on the ground underneath our willow tree, which we record from time to time. It's also the willow tree which we were married under. It's also the willow tree that we look at in our backyard all the time. And we're laying down in the morning. The sun is shining. There's a slight breeze through the trees. Excuse me. And we start this process of breathing because we hadn't been breathing before that point. And I knew that it was going to give me some physical responses. I knew I was going to feel some physical things in my body. And then my hope and intention going into it was that I was also going to be able to get into the happy place of meditation and disconnect from my body into the space of the universe and out of body type experience that I haven't had in a really long time, other than short little bursts. And so as we were doing the breath work, I was getting all the physical responses in my body that I knew were going to be precursor signals or little signs that I was going to start opening up my mind and tapping into my mind and going into the flow of the universe that I really, really like getting into, that brings me peace and insight from time to time, at least in the past it did. And the whole time that we did all of this work, I fought it like a motherfucker. And I fought and resisted against going into that space for some reason, subconsciously. I was trying so hard, and I know from all the work that you and I have done that that's the complete opposite of what you should be doing, right? You should just be able to relax and go with the flow. And if you try to force it, or if you are resistant to it, then typically it's not going to happen. But I found myself after about the third or fourth round, as things started to really intensify, fighting it more and more and more because I felt like I wanted it so bad. But I knew there was also some part of me that was scared of going there, scared of what I was going to find, scared of what was going to come up for me. And so I didn't get to that happy. When I say disconnected, it's not a bad thing. It's not checking out, but the free place of when your body separates from your consciousness and you start to float in the river of dreams. Here we go, Billy Joel. Yeah, I never got there. And then I was frustrated afterwards and pretty discouraged, but still trying to be present in the moment as well as feeling, because my body coming down from the experience was feeling quite a few things that were really beneficial and really nice. And then shortly afterwards, we got back into the ice. We did another ice bath that morning. And as soon as I got into the ice, I realized how much my resistance and fighting and struggling in that breath work, as well as really just in life right now, is this resistance and fighting against myself, where I no longer have a whole bunch of outside forces that I feel like I'm fighting against, or, my past or relationships, or I don't really have a whole lot of that stuff that is super challenging for me. And all of my fighting and resistance was really just like against myself. And then I just laughed and relaxed into the ice and let go, because I don't have to fight myself anymore. I don't know. It's a weird thing. It's almost like I had, like saying it, fighting against myself, it doesn't really make sense, but it's almost like some part of me is fighting that space and holding on to, like, you have to hold on to your anger. You have to, I don't even know what it is. It just felt like I was fighting against myself, and I didn't need to do that anymore. And then soaking in the ice was wonderful. The previous times that I had done the ice bath, I had so much like, you have to go longer, you have to go longer, you can do more, you can do more. And that time, that morning, it was like, dude, I don't have to do more. I'm doing enough. I don't have to. That's what it is. It's like fighting against myself and pushing myself, thinking that that's the way I'm going to prove myself. That's the way I'm going to feel like I've actually accomplished something. That's the way I'm going to feel like I'm worthy or valued, or even just like respected in my own head. And then it's like, oh no, you don't have to do that. Look at what you have accomplished. Look at what you are accomplishing. Look at who you are, and you have earned your respect, at this point. And you don't need to just push as long as you don't need to stay in an ice bath for 10 minutes just to give yourself value and worth. If you stay in the ice bath for 10 minutes, that's great. And, but at the same time, I don't have to do that anymore. I don't have to push myself so fucking hard internally within my own head just to prove my value and my worth to myself. So then I feel like I can raise my head high and all these different kind of things. And so, as always, the universe has a beautiful way of steering you if you open up to it, even if it feels like you aren't connected to it. It typically takes you where you need to go if you just listen enough. So it took a little bit for me to hear. Took some intense breath work and some 30-degree water, but I don't think it was that cold that day. But anyways, that was my experience of that morning and our intense breath work led by the amazing Stephen Roccazella.
Who turns out is totally trustworthy.
He is
and
trustworthy.
It's okay.
Yeah.
You can trust him.
No, he did a wonderful job. Do you want to share what your experience was? You don't have to.
I want to tell you how beautiful you are and how much I adore you and how everything you just said. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
You are so You're so brave. You know, you just keep reaching. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, sweetheart.
I'm going to share that thing now
Okay,
because I think it fits.
cool.
And take it or leave it, whatever. It's yours to do with what you choose. I am wrapping myself up in it for right now because I need it for myself and for other people. It's the, let's see if I can not butcher the name. It's a Ho'oponopono. I always say it's wrong. Mantra that they say you say it like 7 times and then you start to feel the weight go off. So I've been saying it a lot. And I add little things to it like hand on belly, hand on heart, or 2 hands on heart, or 2 hands on belly, just like wherever I need to touch in that moment. I just touch wherever you need to touch. If you need to grab your big toe, grab your goddamn big toe. Like wherever you need to touch, just trust your body's going to know where to touch. It doesn't say that, well, at least where I read, but pretty sure it says it somewhere because it feels pretty in line with what they're trying to do. And the phrase is, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I just keep saying that, whether it's to me, whether it's to you, whether it's to somebody else, whether it's just, there's so much of healing that comes with, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And I like that. I've also been saying Shema a lot, which means love.
Shema?
Shema. I think it's Shima. Maybe. I don't know. Just hit Google and like do the voice and say Shema. And it should give you the correct spelling if I did it wrong. But so I don't know. Like that not how you're describing not needing to be at that battle with yourself and pushing yourself, and you just get to let it go. Just like, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And I love you. Again, doesn't have to resonate with you.
It resonates with me. Thank you very much.
Pretty powerful for me right now.
Good. Yeah.
Now I feel silly.
It's so funny how
little wiggles.
Sharing things, because I had this just as I was talking about all that breath work and the shit that came up for me and everything like that, how opening up and being vulnerable, even in the slightest, is such a challenging thing that comes with instantaneous reaction to withdraw and turn around and pull away and disconnect and push away.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So right after I share the stuff, I'm feeling all of that intense kind of opening up and vulnerability. And then you give me some positive feedback, some validation, some love. And I immediately went to like the old way of like, yeah, that's great. Bye. Like, pushing away. So it was kind of hard to lean into my stretch in that moment of accepting that and, feeling that. And it's even now, like as soon as you bring awareness to something and then continue to talk about something that you brought awareness to, it just gets more and more uncomfortable.
Your posture has changed. Your posturing. When you were talking, even though you were like kind of huddled up in a sense, you were relaxed. You were feeling it. You weren't thinking about the protection. You were like going. But as soon as that came out, you shifted. You have your man stance on. Your legs are down. Your chest is squared. Your arms are, you're like, go ahead. I'm right here. I'm standing tall. Nothing's going to break through me. I'm fine. Yeah, it's weird, huh? Yeah, it's kind of weird how we do that. Your posture is just like,
yeah,
change.
It's bizarro.
Try and loosey-goosey. Shake your arms.
No, I feel very tight.
I know.
It's like I swallowed a bug.
See? Yeah, watch out for those little punks.
Well, baby, let's wrap her up.
Okay.
Let's wrap her up. We're in the not too distant future, in the very, very near future, possibly on the next episode of the Energy is Love podcast, we are going to have some very exciting news that we will be talking about at great length, as well as releasing some new exciting information that we're going to be bringing to our listeners as well as the world as a whole. So look for that on future episodes. Like I said, possibly next week on the Energy is Love podcast, if all goes as planned. and we're super excited about it.
Bam, bam, bam.
Should we give them a...
Nope. Leave it right there. Leave it right there.
Excellent.
Okay.
I love you. Go stretch.
Right now?
No, not you. If you have your stretch for July that you want to share with us, if we've inspired you to come up with something, please let us know. We would love to hear what your stretch is and what you're doing. And if you're cool with it, we'll talk about it and share about it on the podcast. Because the more we share, the more we all connect and open up, the shittier it feels for people.
Fucking deer in headlight right now. I'm like,
No, but reach out. Let us know. Go to the website and contact us. But I love you, babe.
I love you.
Did my morning peopleness rub off on you?
Turn me into fucking Gumby. You got me stretching all over the place.
Hold on, I got to put on my Steph's Being Funny hat.
You're such a shit.
It's your stretch. It's what you have to practice. It's a place of leaning into the uncomfortable space of why we are the way that we are in some way, shape, or form, and, expanding our capacity for change and for more.